Wow.
Oh.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. 'Cause there's not much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiva grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Now we can say hi. Hi, 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 and hi.
How high are you?
Damn, that took a while.
That smoke thing, that logo where just smoke, I was kind of like getting sleepy and distracted and hypnotized. I was like, are we doing a show? What's going on?
I know. So, welcome to the 420 Radio Show. I am Al. I'm here with Marcel, Marijane, and Darcy. And our guest today is Mr. Steve Bloom. Always a pleasure to see you and talk to you, Steve. How you doing down there below the border?
Great to be back. I always enjoy my visits up north and catch up with everybody here. It's just a really fun show. I love to be back.
Are you doing good down there? The weather's good, keeping you cool.
Yeah, weather's good. I know we're going to talk about events and things like that for 420 tonight, but I'm working on the Cannabis Parade in New York. That's on May 4th. I'm one of the organizers of that event. That sort of fell in my lap the last few years, and run it now with a team of people. We're also doing it in concert with the city of New York, which is a big change.
Oh, really?
In the last 2 years. Yeah, they signed on with us to be like a co-producer of the event. It kind of helps get permits that we had a hard time getting and things they could do that we couldn't really do.
You know, Marijane's on the panel to help with the GMM here. Is that like the GMM there?
That's what it is. It's the first Saturday of May, I'm guessing, Steve.
Yes, it's May 4th. Okay. And it's obviously where where the Global Cannabis March began, in New York as a parade, in the streets of New York, and still happens. And the city's really excited about beefing up the parade aspect of it. We're having floats that we haven't had before.
To be involved at all. They don't want anything to do with it.
See, that's my dream. I wish Toronto would get to that point because we have to fight for permits and fight for...
Well, that's the way it was up until legalization. It was always sort of, a fight, but they were kind of used to us. So things do get rubber stamped a bit too when they just get used to you making the same request over and over again. Yeah. So they just do it again, but they do it with some resistance. Yeah. And then they want the event to end like immediately or the police will storm the stage kind of stuff. Uh-huh. So not a lot of still respect for us, but boy, the respect factor changed a lot once legalization kicked in a couple of years ago. But that was also during the COVID period. So our events, went down to minuscule size. Barely won. We missed 2020 like everybody. 2021, we came back with like a small stage, but it was a great year because that was a year, we legalized, and it was only a month later, and everybody wanted to get on the mic that day and say something. And then the next year we had a rain out. It was still in the COVID period. We were out there, but it rained all day. And then
we had 200 people last year, maybe.
But we made a big comeback last year, and we were having some issues with the Parks Department getting permits the way we wanted pre-COVID. They kind of wanted us to stay small, and we said, no, we want to go back to a real stage, and they kind of were balking. And so the city agency that took our side went and dealt with the Parks Department and cleared the way where we couldn't. So it really did benefit us to, partner with them. So now they kind of handle the permitting. And we produced basically the event, together. So,
I think Doug Ford would be into it.
It is unique. And by the way, jumping maybe a little bit ahead in whatever conversation we're going to have tonight, 420, which really started out in California, Northern California, San Francisco, the Grateful Dead scene, in like the early 70s. They've been having an event there for years in Golden Gate Park. Called 420 Hippie Hill, which takes place on this little zone called Hippie Hill, which has also been renamed for Robin Williams, and it's been canceled this year. It's literally been canceled. They had it scheduled and they canceled it. The organizers claimed lack of sponsorship support, which could go to the discussion MJ might want to bring up. But also the city backing off after supporting last year. It was kind of too big and too much money for them to go in there and clean up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we've had discussions in our planning committee meetings because this is my first year jumping on board. Because like Al said, we also took a huge hit due to COVID. Last year, I don't think a lot of people even knew that we were doing it again. So we had a very low turnout. So we're still like trying to let people know, like, hey, we're doing it again. You need to come out. But the city's apparently removed all of the garbage receptacles from the park. Like,
and added trees as well. There. Yeah, they've added trees to the park as well, so you're not able to set up a stage. And
yeah, so there's pushback from the city, but I mean, like, these are things that we work around. We're going to bring garbage bags, and we get volunteers to do a cleanup crew, and like, these are all things we have to have foresight to see. But then there's here in Ontario, especially, like, Canada is just terrible. Like, I just seen a report, there's like over 200 cannabis licenses or companies that have gone under due to unpaid excise taxes. And they can't
No, that's not the only reason they went under.
No,
but what the problem is the excise taxes are too high for most of them to stay in business. Mm-hmm. I mean, they've gone under for other reasons, but a lot of them weren't paying the taxes anyway, so they can't say that the taxes put them under.
So they didn't pay any tax.
Some of them haven't paid any taxes at all.
I don't understand, like, because, like, it's hard to get money from, like, what's that saying? You can't squeeze water from a stone or whatever it is. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Blood from a stone.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. So, like, where is this money from? And what are the rules on how they can advertise? Like, a lot of companies are hesitant.
The money for the excise comes from you, the consumer, that's purchasing it.
Yeah, when we buy it goes to the store. They should.
No. Well, technically, it goes to the producer. The producer makes the product.
Yeah, but I don't hand it to the producer. No. I hand it to the cashier. The cashier has to then, like, filter it up, right?
But right, no. Let me explain how this works. With the excise tax, so as a licensed producer, you're doing up bags of 1 ounce bags.
Okay.
As soon as you put that excise stamp on that bag to seal it, you're responsible to pay that excise tax.
Yeah, but you don't get money for that product until you sell it to the store. To the OCS. Once you receive that money, then you pay your excise.
Doesn't matter.
Once it does not matter.
Goes on, you owe the government money.
As soon as that sticker goes on, you are responsible to pay that excise tax.
Which means you need to sell that product, right?
How did we go from 420 to
what?
How did we go from events
to sponsors?
No, it's
and
sponsorship.
Stuff.
It's like, how do you get the money from these companies if they can't even afford to pay their excise tax?
Well, the idea that California and Northern California can't support a 20 event, I thought, I know California's taken a bit of a hit, but there are some popular and successful companies out there, I'm sure.
And musicians.
I'm just saying, just in general, that they, I know what sponsorships cost. I mean, it's not that enormous. If you're making a lot of bank on cannabis, a lot of companies are out there, even if not as many, or there's some issues, but I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of successful companies out in California. Everyone's not, crying the blues.
No, not everybody is, but some of them are.
A lot of them are, but but they don't want to spend. The ones that are doing well, they can't support, cookies or whatever. They can't support this event with the nice, sponsorship fee. I'm just saying, I'm surprised that that's the case. But either way, that's where we got on that conversation, moving around on this in terms of like sponsors.
Do Do you feel it's because they're looking at it more from corporate stance rather than community? They don't see it as a viable event to sponsor anymore?
Because it really depends on which type of companies you're going for, too. For us in New York, we have to sort of walk a little carefully around the licensees because of the advertising regulations.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to advertise here at all, Steve.
Yeah, so check this out. I don't know if you're following the news in New York, but a court overturned the advertising regulations that Leafly sued over because they weren't allowing even companies to advertise on Leafly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they sued over that, but it goes way beyond that. It's just all kinds of ways of advertising that's not allowed. That impacts our event in terms of how your name can be used, where it can be used, how high the sign can be, how many kids
do they allow sampling? They've just started allowing sampling at legal LP related.
No,
events.
not yet.
New York is obsessed with kids and stuff, and I mean, I read through that, and there's like no bubble lettering on things. There's so many things that they don't want kids to be attracted.
Yep, no cupcakes, things like that.
Yeah, but if you go and I actually put this on one of our podcasts, so it's almost time for the LCBO, which is our Liquor Commission Board of Ontario, to send out their yearly catalog that I don't ask for, mind you. It just gets delivered to my house every year. No, like it's there without skipping a beat. And if you look through it, there's vodka bottles, there's fruit, there's, like Al was saying, one of the bottles has a nice cupcake on it. Like, we're adults.
You can go to a grocery store. You can go to a grocery store and buy your groceries, and a lady will walk up to you and ask you if you'd like a wine sample, because they have the wine stores in the grocery stores. You can go and get beer samples because they sell beer in the grocery stores.
Hey,
but
why is it just me?
You can't go.
I would expect all that to eventually happen with cannabis.
Well, hopefully.
But, we are a new industry, so I would think eventually things will so-called normalize, and those things will happen. Don't you think?
I think so. I hope so. Like I said, they're allowing sampling at legal shows, meaning
the government
cannabis
in Ontario,
19 plus events.
They're allowing. Well, let me just specify, because in Ontario they are allowing people who are actively working in a cannabis space as a retail bud tender who have their CanCell license to go to these events and sample. If you have your CanCell and you're not actively employed at a cannabis store, you're not supposed to be getting samples. That's the rules based on the Ontario Cannabis Store or whoever it was that said that's the sampling rules. Now, every province is different. Alberta, I think they've just allowed 19 plus. Period.
But this is going to change. I think eventually we're going to see sampling. They were, one of the things I found interesting at Can Expo is they had a big consumption area, and they were allowing sampling of dabs, basically. And I hadn't seen that at a legal event yet.
Well, that's still the same theory.
Events, yes.
You still have to have your CanCell in order to sample.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, I mean, I will say, like, I'm always comparing cannabis and alcohol, and I'm like, it should be equal. Let's just make them equal. The ages, the access, all of that. But
even the LCBO, the people that control liquor in Ontario, also control cannabis in Ontario, and yet they're not the same.
Rules are still. So here's the one benefit that I found that cannabis consumers have over alcohol consumers. So we can consume cannabis anywhere that you can consume a cigarette, right? So, like, you can smoke a joint where someone can smoke a cigarette. But it goes further. If you think about edibles and, like, beverages, so because you can smoke a joint out in public, you can also have a cannabis beverage out in public. It's not like an alcoholic
alcohol
beverage.
Too. You can now have alcohol in some parks.
In some parks, and I think they tested that in Toronto. But I'm like, I can drink a cannabis beverage walking down the street.
Anywhere, yeah.
I can go to the mall and walk around the mall and have a cannabis drink.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
There's
where
no-
we have a leg up.
Yeah. Yeah. But
For
you know
now.
what? One of them beverages from the legal store ain't going to do much for somebody who is a regular cannabis partaker.
Oh, I say to you, sheesh yourself.
No,
And to that, I mean this sheesh.
I've not been able to find it yet.
Good job. I like that.
This stuff here is so good. This is their
How much
new
is in it?
flavor.
How much is
10,
in it?
10 milligrams, but the nano
Okay.
emulsification. Oh,
I've had one legal beverage, which was 5 milligrams, and it was a can of Coke. No, well, it was a cola.
okay.
And it tasted just like cola, but it did absolutely nothing for me as far as effects go. Well, the
Okay.
sugar got me.
Hey,
So the
I'm
cherry
diabetic.
one,
What do you
the
want?
cherry one is a hash rosin cola.
The sheesh?
Yes, and it's made with cherry juice from the Okanagan Valley.
Ooh.
I got one even better. It's called the Tim Hortons Red Eye Ice Cap with 40 milligrams in chocolate ice cream put into it.
You just
And
said ice cap, which is super caffeine, and then you said red eye, which is Red Bull.
No, it's a shot of espresso.
Oh,
Do you do
Wow.
edibles, Steve?
And then a tub of ice cream.
oh.
So it's
I
a
have
pick me
sort
up
of
and keep you up.
that they don't really impact me too much, but I'm sure I can be proved wrong in the right setting.
Come visit me.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
prove you wrong.
Somebody sent me some cookies in the mail. So those full of RSO. It'll knock in your ass. Only eat a little piece. I mean, it was good, but I was okay. I don't know. I mean, but I just did a little thing because I had like some edibles and some caramels, and I did a little post on the Substoner page. Edibles versus caramels. I was trying to say, do people really care? Do you guys care? Anybody care?
Well, I think it's a preference. I mean, I love pretzels, but I don't like chocolate-covered pretzels.
Me neither. But I kind of like edibles. Some caramels. They're awesome. So it's like so they really kind of work for me, even just for the taste alone. Whereas a lot of the gummies are kind of often have weird flavors or just way too much sugar. I don't know. That too, so much sugar in all the samples.
Steve,
Yeah,
you've got to
see,
come
that's
to
why-
Nova Scotia.
That's why Marcel is a huge proponent of making your own stuff. And I will
There you
just
go.
say,
There you go.
nobody makes edibles the way Marcel makes them.
I mean, I would just say that I like to add it maybe to what I'm consuming, and it's part of the mixture of cannabis in my body at all times. But mostly it comes from smoking flower, bong hitting. If I'm out and about joints, I do some dabbing. But I'm very keen on just sitting by my window, smoking a bong and blowing out the window so I don't bother anybody else. Living in an apartment building. But our rules in New York, by the way, are very liberal as far as public smoking. The only state in the country is law that allowed public smoking.
Do they allow smoking on patios and restaurant patios, things like that still? They don't. They don't
so.
here.
If you're
We have
outside,
a thing
any
called
place, it's the same
smoke-free
law,
on-
just like you said, Mary Jane. Any place where you can smoke tobacco, you can smoke weed.
see,
It's
we
just
have
the
a
same
thing
rules
called-
apply,
we
except
have
so
thing-
therefore no indoor smoking.
Of course, yeah.
The
same here.
Smoke-Free
Bylaws
Ontario
no
Act is a
indoor.
killer. That's
Yeah.
what kills it for us.
Well, no,
We have the
smoking
same thing
indoors
here.
is a killer.
Well, there are a lot of
Right.
smokies. There's a lot of smokies. I'm sure you have plenty up there. There's places where people go, and there's places to smoke. And there's a lot of little clever spots around New York. So there's always some place to go if you want to hang out. It's not
Not up here.
authorized. And ultimately,
Not
they
around
will
here.
have legal lounges. Well, I mean, in New York there are. They've basically been
There
in
are
some
in New York.
grounds for a
There
while.
are in Toronto too,
Yeah.
guys. You just live out
Oh,
in the middle of the
In Toronto, there may be a few of the consumption lounges still around, but
They're
way
almost-
less than we
They're
have.
almost like the cannabis clubs in Spain. Where
Yeah.
they're totally underground. You got to be in the know, but they're there, and they have a little room there where they sell and you hang and whatever, you smoke, loungy.
I know of
It's
two.
also known as the legacy market.
I know of two of them in Toronto. One of them, the entrance is in a back alley, and the secondary one, they changed themselves to a research facility because that was the only way that they could get around the consumption.
Well, there you have it. But yeah, and in Spain, I call it a magical mystery tour, trying to find the places. You got to know somebody to get around. I was touring around with some Spanish guys, and they knew where to go. But I'm telling you, I mean, places we go to, it's closed. It used to be here, not here anymore.
Nah.
And they were
happening in Toronto now. Restaurants and bars.
It was funny. They're just dragging me along. I don't care. Fine. And sooner or later, we found one that was open.
That's always fun, going to another country and trying to find weed.
Yeah. But especially there, doing it their way, the underground kind of social culture.
For years, and I laughed about this for years, I had a network that if I went to any country, I could get hooked up. And I had a friend message me one time, and he said, I want a seat at the poker tournament in Monte Carlo. He said, can you get me hooked up? And within an hour, I had somebody that was going to meet him at the airport and hand him weed at the airport. So it's not hard. It's actually gotten a lot easier with the internet. But I've never had an issue. I mean, any country I've ever gone to, within a few minutes, I can usually find what I'm looking for.
I have a question for you, Steve. When was the first time you smoked a doobie?
That's a good question, because my first time I smoked was hash and didn't get me high. Now, I was a kid, 15 or 14, or 15, I'd say. A friend of mine gave me the hash or sold it to me for $5. I said, how do I smoke this? He said, does your dad have a pipe? And he did, like a tobacco pipe that he used to smoke. I dug one out of a drawer. And then what do I do? Poke holes in the bowl, the usual stuff. Went on the roof of the building and smoked, but I just never smoked tobacco. I didn't know how to inhale at all, and it just didn't work for me. Pulling down hash was tough. So I tried it a second time, so I don't know, maybe I can't get stoned. Third time was a charm, because a friend came by after school one day with a joint, and that did the job. That was able to penetrate my lungs and made it through to the other side. And there you have it. I was kind of sold. So basically, we had fun, giggled, ate a lot, And the other thing that happened that day, which was really interesting, because I kind of this is what it's about. I mean, I don't think I figured it out quite then, but one of my friends rings the bell, and he comes in, and he comes into the room, and me and my buddy are sort of having a giggle fit, and the smoke is all over the place. And he's like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? You guys are going to get in so much trouble and this and that. And he said to me, he told me he was going to court-martial me. It was a funny joke. I was like, I'm court-martialed or something. I mean, the funniest thing. But here you go, the first time, and then it's fun, and then suddenly it becomes a bummer because somebody doesn't like what you're doing. And then they're kind of raining on your parade, so that's what happened from the very beginning. This is the way it was, that people were always going to have mixed opinions on this subject, even from that day. It didn't stop me from moving ahead and smoking, but I don't think I thought about it until later. It's like, wow, that happened.
Yeah, the first time I smoked a joint was in a hash bar in Amsterdam in the red light district with my mom and her boyfriend and my sister. And then I didn't have another one until I was in my 19, maybe even 20. It just didn't happen. But then now it's every day.
I mean, then, that's 1970 or so. And so, music was...
Yeah, I was around the same age.
Music was getting big and, starting to go to concerts. That was a great place to light up. But to be honest, even places like the Fillmore East, where I did go to several times, you had to hide it. I mean, Bill Graham, boy, those people, they come by, his guys had flashlights, and you just basically had to smoke in the bathroom. It's like it was rule there. It was like smoke in the bathroom. Don't smoke out in the crowd. We
had the laser show at the planetarium, at the McLaughlin Planetarium, where you could go see Laser Floyd or Laser Classic Rock, things like that. Right. And they didn't need smoke machines in there. I mean, this was the 70s and 80s. They did not need smoke machines.
I'm telling you, some of those nights, especially moved over to the next place after the Fillmore closed, the Academy of Music. I remember a night, it was like Savoy Brown and Long John Baldry. And I went into that bathroom. I came out so wrecked. I did not even smoke.
Marcel, can you mute your phone, please?
It was so smoky. It was so smoky in there. So yeah, we would smoke at shows all the time, and That was it. Maybe not smoke at the house, so I lived at home, so smoking out. But even smoking in the streets, you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But at a concert, it seemed kind of semi-safe.
Yeah, I went and saw Bachman Cummins at the what is it called? Budweiser stage in Toronto. Just before I moved, I took the young feller with me, and David loved it, but there was no smell of weed at all. I went and saw the Who, no weed smell at all. Same with James Taylor, same with countless other. It's just not right. I can't do it.
That wasn't the case with me. And by the way, I mean, the summer of 70 and all that year, when I was
talking now, in the 70s and 80s, we were down at the Forum at Ontario Place watching Peter Tosh while he rolls out on his unicycle smoking a fucking 1-foot spliff, and he smokes for the whole damn show, and nobody said anything. My mom would be up on the grass having a wine and cheese party, but
that wouldn't be common for them to do it on stage as much as people smoking in the crowd. I mean, I worked the whole summer in the New York City called the Schaefer Music Festival, the summer of 70, and it was a great lineup, and everybody was stoned the whole time. Nobody told you couldn't smoke there. There was no guard telling you stop smoking, and there was a big crowd outside that smoked. It was kind of like it was just great. It was great.
And the only people that you see walking out anywhere with a doobie is Snoop Dogg when he comes out on stage. I mean, you don't.
Well, it's like the Grateful Dead show. The lights go down and everybody lights up.
That's how it used to be.
Still is. Still is.
Is it?
Yeah, they can't stop you anymore in these places. They're not coming in to tell you can't smoke.
You try and do something like that at the Scotiabank Center, Steve. You're going to get thrown out.
Well, okay, so certain places are going to be sticklers.
Do they light up in Madison Square Gardens when Billy Joel is playing still?
Yeah.
Do they allow it?
They don't come in, and they're not going to just come down to the row and stop you from smoking.
They do here, unfortunately.
It's just too much work now. I think it's a really hands-off. After a lot of years of hassling us, they just kind of like, okay, that's over.
Well, here they're still hassling us. So, Mary Jane, you have a couple questions you wanted to ask Steve. How about we do that?
Okay. So I wanted to first go through the history that I know of because I've done enough research on 420. And from what I know, because I've done this story a couple times because it's evolved. First, I heard that there was 5 kids that went to San Rafael High School that used to meet after school and extracurriculars around 420 in front of a statue because they heard about a crop and they were trying to find said crop. Later, I heard that that's not true. But apparently these guys used to meet. This part is true. The Waldos, there were 5 kids, San Rafael High School, met up after school, coined the term 420 to have to do with cannabis because that's about the time every day that they were smoking a doobie. Now, fast forward, one of those guys ends up working with the Grateful Dead. So they end up using the term 420, and then it becomes more known with we'll call them Deadheads. Those are the Grateful Dead fans and crew that follow them. So one of them decided that they were going to put together a flyer talking about how 420 was code for some police code for like possession, and that 420 has always been known with cannabis, and come celebrate 420 by smoking cannabis on 420 at 420 on April 20th. And that was 1990, and that fell into the hands of Mr. Steve Bloom, who was actually working at High Times Canada, who used his influence to then start printing it for the next couple of years, and then creating this massive movement that we now know and call 420, and we all celebrate every year and also every day at, you guessed it, 420. But the whole question that I had posed to the other people, all the cannabis people, was who is the most responsible? Is it the Waldos? that created and got together at 420, would it be as big as it was if it wasn't like for the Grateful Dead and the Deadheads? Or is it actually Steve, Mr. Steve Bloom, who had the ability to put it into the magazine, which we all had? I mean, like, I used to collect them when I was a teenager. Like, High Times was the thing. So that was my question I posed to everybody else. But my question to Steve is different. My question to Steve is, did you ever go to Balena's Ridge in Marin County? Because I want to know what that was like. I want to know what the first couple of 420s were in that original, 1991, 92.
Right from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a lot to untangle.
How much of that is true?
A lot of it is. I mean, I never, maybe the order a little off. I never went. Balena's Ridge was something that was mentioned in the 420 flyer that was given, that I got at the Grateful Dead show in 1990, about December 28th or so. I was there for the end of the year run of shows. I was working for High Times then, and I got the flyer. That's a green flyer. Too bad I can't show it off to you here. It's on my website, but and it's handwritten, and it does tell that story of the 420 arrest being the code for a marijuana arrest in progress, and therefore we should smoke at 420. Seemed to be the logic of the missive there, like this turn it around. Nothing to do with the Waldos on that flyer.
No.
But what I found most interesting, besides the code and their idea that that's where it came from, that they, like you said, the flyer talked about the party or the biggest day of all, 420 on 420, with everybody 420ing together in one place. Go to the Balena's Ridge, north of San Francisco. No messed up lighters was one of the funny lines on there. Mentioned normal and stuff, scrolled names and stuff on the flyer. Some of it is typed and some of it is handwritten. And so the Waldos came sort of later and before. I mean, the flyer was news to us. I'd only been at High Times for a year or more, but nobody else knew about 420. When I came back with the flyer, it was like everybody shrugged, like, what? So nobody knew. So there was no history on it that we knew, and if any High Times didn't know, then I guess it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But we didn't deny the Waldos. We didn't know the Waldos existed.
I did read that a couple of years. Yeah, you printed it, and then one of them came forward and said, "Hey, by the way."
Right. He saw that a company that was associated with the Cannabis Club 420 Tours was using the name 420, and he contacted Mike Esserson from 420 Tours. I think it was Steve Waldo, and said, hey, it's not really accurate, this 420 story that's going around about the code. And because there's no such code, and the California codes are like 6 numbers, and honestly, we didn't really research it. So okay, but we were not holding by this. It didn't really matter too much to us where it came from, because that code, obviously, that flyer was a mystery. We didn't know who put it out, so we're not assigning anybody had been given credit for that flyer, because it was mysterious. We didn't know. So the Waldos, now they're stepping forward and saying, hey, but we were the ones who came up with it. So then Steve Hager, editor-in-chief of High Times back then, went out there, interviewed the guys, and looked at their evidence, and there's some stuff that was handwritten, this and that, and whatever it was, the reasons. He went on the tour to the where the pot was supposedly growing and things like that, went to the campus where they met. 420. Never quite explained why 420 versus 415, but still 420. And basically he decided to anoint them, the kings of 420, whether they really created it or not. I assume they did, but I heard other things. There's a long article written by in 420 News or 420.com a few years ago, debunked a whole Waldo story. And I had heard that too. Once at High Times when I was there, other people wrote to me saying there were other people who did this first. So I don't know. I don't like to really assign the credit to them so much. They already have it, because that's the story that's going to be told in a week. Waldo's this and Waldo's that. So I can't stop that train. But I just like to say that the Waldos didn't create the holiday. They may have started the 420 concept, but they didn't. It was not their idea to everybody get together on one day and have a huge celebration like we're going to have.
420 every
It
year.
was not their idea.
So in my opinion, I'll just say, regardless, okay, the Waldos, it's just a group of guys. There's groups of people all over the place that start things, and it doesn't go any further than that group because it's just a group of guys. Now, saying the same thing about the guy who wrote the flyer, that event in on Bellina's Ridge might only have gotten so big, but putting it into High Times magazine, the fact that you actually printed it year after year, it literally solidified it as something within all of the cannabis community. Well, we all literally know 420 now. So I would say it's,
I mean, true. That it started with just printing the flyer verbatim in the news section and kind of leaking it in there that way. And then we had a section in the back, if you remember, like the top 100, the top this or that was hand-drawn, cartoony thing. There were a lot of 420 references in there. And we started to see it pop up there a lot. We started to see, shirts and hats with 420, record labels using the term 420 tours. So it started to kind of catch on by the mid, 90s to the events started to happening. The first one I ever went to that it was a real kind of, organized event outside of, just hanging out together people. It was at Maritime Hall in San Francisco that Cannabis Action Network and Debbie Goldsberry organized. And the Waldo's guys were there. That's the day I did see their evidence, which was some letters and stuff with, signing on saying, 420 dude or things like that, it seemed cool to me, and good guys. But as time went on, as far as the events are concerned, I did go to, I consider 2 legendary 420s, 2 of my favorite cannabis events of all time on the campus of the University of Colorado at Boulder in 2000, I think 8 and 2009, 2010, pre-legalization. The campus was not crazy about the kids, all of a sudden going out to the Diag and smoking in the middle of the day, but they, they did it and they kind of put on the show for us a couple of times when I went there, because next thing you know is like 4 o'clock approached, there's a big crowd, and by 4:20, everybody was lighting up and there was a huge cloud over the campus, a great view of the mountains, a cool scene. Kids either, dispersed pretty soon, went back to class, went into town, had a good time the rest of the day. It was just like a flash mob. That was kind of the beginning of 420 as far as events were concerned. Besides the most organized ones that they started doing a little bit in San Francisco, but these student events were really the bomb. They had them also in Santa Cruz.
Wow.
University of California, Santa Cruz. They had those sort of on-campus events that troubled the campus and was sort of controversial, the way our events have been over the years, right, MJ? So those types of things, they were doing it pre-legalization. And interestingly, post-legalization, they got canceled. Pre-legalization, they sort of got away with it, but they got chastised. They got away with it. Post-legalization, you can't do that anymore.
It's interesting to me thinking about everybody coming in just for 420 on 420, smoking and then dispersing. Because, we made a whole day out of it now. That's all I've ever known.
Well, for students, it makes sense, So a campus event, you can't stay there too long, or you're maybe going to get busted. They'll send in the campus police,
That's usually the conversation you're having as you're walking down the streets of Toronto. Are we going to get busted this year?
Right. So therefore be careful. But it's really shifted. I think, when I talk about some 420 events, it has shifted, I think, to New York in a lot of ways, because I've been documenting 420 at my website for years. I consider myself, like the king of 420 when it comes to anything related. And so I try to put out the best calendar of events. I have a good one out right now for there. And, just kind of keeping an eye on everything and, how everything's kind of going, for this year, which is a big year with 420 coming on a weekend and really kind of starting almost as a 420 week holiday now. So things have really shifted away from California and Colorado and moving into New York with a little more excitement around it. New York never had good 420 events. Now we have a lot of good 420 events. We have one of those flash mobby events that I love in Washington Square Park. It's more of an organized day. Just show up during the day. Everybody's going to be there partying all day long, but it's not like a staged anything. It's just show up.
Where is your list? I was looking for it, Steve.
I didn't publish it. I would state it now. I have on my list is a guide, the 420 Slipstoner 420, guide, events guide. that's up on the site. It's easy to find, but I do have I pared that down from about 70 plus events to a top 10 if you want to hear it.
Sure. Yeah. I that's where I was going.
All right. So I'm going to do it like Letterman style with a top 10, starting with 10. All right. So 10th would be the Sweetwater 420 Festival that takes place in Atlanta, Georgia. They've always had a really cool lineup, and Sweetwater is the beer company, which has the 420 beer as well, which is kind of cool.
I've heard of that.
Like a lot of companies, they had ran into problems during COVID with events. They lost their event a couple of years, so they're sort of coming back. But their story, similar to what's happening in San Francisco, is they had to scale down because ticket sales weren't great, and they made it a free event recently. So people in Atlanta go to the 420 Sweetwater event. It's now a free event. That's number 10. Right. Number 9 is Unity Day in Washington, D.C. That's an event that's being promoted by the Last Prisoner Project and a lot of other activist organizations that work really hard to get cannabis prisoners out of jail, focus on DC issues like reschedule, descheduling, safe banking, and getting anything done in DC. They're having that and several other events in that week. That's on the 18th. Number 8 is an event here in New York that's sponsored by Blue Point, another beer and bud kind of collaboration. Blue Point Shakedown at Main Street at Long Island. That's a 420 event, and that's featuring Shaggy. So most of these events there have a really good headliner.
Really?
That's how they end up on this list, if they really have a good headliner. You'll see a few more good headliners as I move on in the list. Okay, so that's number 7 is the Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski has a lot of screenings. I see one in St. Louis at a theater, and even better is the Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas, which are nationwide now, started in Austin, are all day on every one of their cinemas across the nation. I don't know if they have any in Canada, are going to be screening Big Lebowski on the 21st. So that's kind of
a big fan of that one, but go on.
For all of the movies that they could pick, Lebowski is number 1 in terms of stoner movies for 420, apparently. Yeah. Number 6 is the event I just said about in Washington Square Park, which I think is really cool in New York. So it's a free event. Just come to Washington Square Park. It's also the original home of the Cannabis Parade. We got moved around. We're no longer in Washington Square Park, but so I think people feel the historic connection and like to have the event there. Number 5 is Denver for the Mile High 420 Fest. That's been going on for years. I said that there's a little less happening in Denver now because things are spreading more around the country for 420. You have to go to Denver to play a 420 event. Now you can play it, say, in New York. But they have a good event. They have Afro Man and Gucci Mane. It's a hip-hop show. It's in Civic Center. It's been going on for years, a free event. Number 4, Cypress Hill and the Far Side in New York. Cypress has been kind of number 1 on the list for me as cannabis-friendly bands, really stood up for the cause over the years. And the head of Cypress Hill, Be Real, has his own stores in L.A. now, Dr. Green Thumb. They're really, true believers. And it's a great tour. And they're out on a tour like we legalized it. So they're kind of like pushing it like, hey, remember what we did, And they did a lot. Number 3, also in New York on 420. This is 419. The Cypress Hill is also 419. A lot of 419 shows. Method Man and Redman. They play together only just generally for cannabis-themed shows, and they have a big one in New York on that night, and they're going to be playing also the next day at the National Cannabis Festival in D.C., which is also coming up on this list. Love Meth Man and Redman. Talk about people who've been down with the cause for years. And plus, Method Man has his own brand now, Tikal, so he's in it on the business side too. Number 2 is that National Cannabis Festival in Washington, D.C., which I've never been to, but I great things about. Kind of stuck in New York for 420, but it's a 2-day event. And this year it's Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, I'm jealous that we don't have Wu-Tang Clan. They have Wu-Tang Clan. Plus, they have a whole week of events happening in D.C. Leading up to that. Plus, there's a whole week of events in San Francisco, too, called San Francisco Weed Week. And the number 1 event that's not specifically a weed event, and there are lots of bands that we love, the Willie Nelsons and all these people performing during this 420 week. Number 1 is Fish at the Sphere in Las Vegas. That has to be the greatest place to spend 420 this year. just looking up at that, that orb and the great, hallucinatory, video that I'm sure they're going to have for 4 hours, and people tripping out massively in that dome.
Yeah.
So I hope it all goes well.
Yeah, I saw fish.
I hope it all goes well. But happy bicycle day, 419 to 420, because Fish is playing 18, 19, and 20 at the Sphere. So I mean, obviously it's a Fish thing and it's all sold out. But
better
it's
than you too.
Concept is, and you'll be able to, you'll be able to, like, you'll be able to, watch it as well, through.
I don't know if you've ever been to Ontario Place, but that was our version of the Sphere. We have the big screen; it goes all the way around. It's but that I've seen lots of YouTube stuff and some live stuff of the Sphere inside and out. Like I said, U2 played, I think, on the Grammys or something like that there.
Right.
And the sound is supposed to be phenomenal in there.
Yeah, I've been. I haven't been, but my brother was there, and I have other friends that have been there. So I don't know. It just seems like that's kind of a fantastic place to be on 420. But there's a lot of other great things, and also just like some of our favorite musicians, like Wiz Khalifa, Willie, Dave Matthews Band, Melissa Etheridge, Billy Strings.
They're playing at the Sphere or no?
The Black Crowes. I'm just saying, Bill Maher, Cat Williams, they're all out there because it's a weekend. They're all out there working that weekend, so there's lots of shows, throughout that period of time. It's really just probably the most fantastic 420 week we've ever had building into the weekend. It's just great. Yeah. It can't be any better lineup than this.
There ain't nothing happening up here.
I noted, I didn't put on this list, but I noted, I should have for this program, but, Vancouver 420, obviously they have their program. That's always happens there. So that's a given. Should have included.
I meant up here. There's lots going on in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Al lives pretty far north in Ontario. I know Stephen Stairs is doing something in Winnipeg. I know I personally am going to 2 parties on 420. One of them is Canna Crawl, of course. And the other one is the Canna Kick It 2-year anniversary event.
Cool. You're not going to go to 420 Toronto?
So that's my plan. My plan is to go to the Canna Crawl in Hamilton first.
Yes.
And then go down to Yonge and Dundas Square for 420.
Okay.
Because I know that's not where a lot of people go anymore because there's so many different events.
Oh, there'll be people there.
Spread out, but
they've actually asked us not to come there, but there'll be people there.
Well, I have to go. It's me.
If there's not, you can just walk down the road to City Hall, and there'll be people there.
Yeah, we didn't like it there when they made us go there, anyways.
No.
But yeah, I'm super excited about the Canna Kick It event because they have a lot of cool things going on there.
Cool.
It's a new 2-room venue, and
What are you planning on doing, Steve?
Well, the 420 day itself, I'm going to do the music stuff as much as I can the night before. So Cypress Hill to a couple of other shows, maybe the Meth and Red, if I can stack them up right, and get there on time. I kind of run myself a little bit ragged trying to see a lot of stuff. The 420 itself, I will do the Washington Square and a couple of other things to do around New York that I'm not sure yet. We're also going to be distributing the Cannabis a parade flyer, try to get around town as much as possible and just give it out so people are aware of our event 10 days later. So just as many things I can hit as possible. But, by and large, it's the nightly music events are the biggest stuff in that Washington Square event during the day.
Yeah, yeah. I'm literally just going to sit on my deck and smoke a couple of babies with my dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch everybody eat cheesecake.
Well, it looks like me and Marijane are the only people who are going to be working it.
Yeah. No.
I'm going to be so wiped at the end of the day, but literally right. 420 is like my birthday. Okay, so if I was born on 420, it would be it feels like my birthday, Christmas, and then on the GMM, that feels like my New Year's. Mm-hmm. So I celebrate everything all at once. I don't even celebrate a birthday on my birthday. I just wait.
So MJ, Lily's birthday is 420. So that's why I'll be watching them eat cheesecake.
See, that's my dad's birthday. That was Hitler's birthday too.
Yes, it was.
Sadly.
Yep. I'm
That's
glad,
all right.
I'm glad that, 420 is a very, it's
It's a
the event.
fucking day.
No, it's the event for potheads that has, they can go out and go woo, 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 woo. But,
It's the community for me. I like seeing all my friends.
It's not a protest. It's just you're there. That, it's not like the GMM is a protest still, right? It's a festival. It's a party. You can call it whatever you want, but it's a protest.
Yeah, we're still hoping for
20
cannabis
is
reform.
just that. It's come on, let's go. But listen to me. I sound like an old fart.
Yeah, no, it's a party for sure.
Yeah. And everybody does it. I mean, I'll be sitting here probably yapping with people that I know and saying what you doing, Mary Jane.
Do you remember the fourth?
I live vicariously through people's pockets these days, Steve.
You remember the 420 show that we did where we had a different person on for every time zone and smoked our brains out all day?
Oh God, I don't want to do that again.
But
I remember
made the mistake.
I remember when we were at High Times and we had to leave the office and sit in a park nearby and pass joints.
You didn't smoke in the office at High Times?
Well, it depended. For that kind of crowd, for that particular 420, we decided to go outside, but we kind of went to like a park bench and passed underneath. Nobody knew what we were doing. It was like total pre-420, hysteria or whatever. The people didn't really know about it except us. We would just kind of do our thing.
Yeah.
At the office, it depended. Various offices over the years that I worked there and different conditions per office as far as smoking and what was allowable and wasn't. So, yeah, we moved around a lot.
We allow smoking here at the 420 radio studio.
And I would hope you do. But, I mean, back in those days, I'm talking like, the 90s and stuff when, we get ratted out by your building neighbors and stuff, smokes going up the stairwells. They won't.
I caught one of my neighbors spraying Febreze on my door frame and my rug outside my apartment door. Yeah. Yeah, but it's something different for different people. I mean, some people don't care. Some people just sit there like Mary Jane, staring at the floor, sticking her tongue out.
Hey, I'm making bicycle day plans with one of my favorite people. Because it's her birthday.
419 is going to be great this year. Awesome 419. A lot of good things scheduled for 419.
Yeah.
The best 420. I'm telling you, this is kind of be the best 420 weekend maybe ever.
Really? You really believe that?
Well, I mean, come around to 7 more years till we have another one. What's the world like then?
Fair enough. But it could be like Monday, the overcast, and you ain't seeing nothing.
No, you can't rain on our parade.
Well, do you want to take a break, everybody?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I can go make a tea.
I'm gonna put some Facebook cleared music.
Okay.
On
Saturday 420.
Yes.
Just hang on.
All right. I'm looking for something to put on here for our commercial.
Al, do you still need me?
Okay, so 420.
If you want to stay, you can stay, Steve. You're more than welcome to. Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna go watch some baseball.
All right, you enjoy, Steve. Always a pleasure. Until next time, we'll say thank you for being here.
And enjoy your 420 week.
Yes.
Thank you, and you too.
Please let us know via your pictures, and I have joined your Patreon.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Wait, I haven't looked. Thanks. Appreciate that.
All right. Steve Bloom, thank you
your
very
weather,
much.
Your weather for 420 should be
good.
Fairly okay.
Yeah.
You're checking that up?
Yep. Ours is rain.
He's a weather.
Yeah, the 420 weather has been fantastic the last few years, and then 2 weeks later we get rain on our parade.
Yeah,
Toronto.
Hopefully not. We had it 2 years ago, though. So they had great 420 weather, and then then it kind of cooled down and rained. So you never know. I mean, that time of year is still a little spotty. It's supposed to rain a lot during April and May anyway, but a little bit more than usual. We've been having a lot. We've been having a lot of rain in New York lately. A lot.
Rainy, creepy movie fog weather that I
call.
A
lot of flooding, kind of raining, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we've already got a forest fire going up here, apparently.
Right.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we're the only ones that are going to get rain for 420 from the looks of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So Toronto's fine, New York's fine, even but fuck nowhere. Eskimo land is fine.
How does 5/4 look?
How's what?
May 4th.
May 4th? I can't go that far, man.
I did.
I can't predict May 4th for weather.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
It should be warm.
Yes, it'll be fine. It'll be warmer.
Warmer.
We're getting up. We're supposed to hit 11 or 12 this week, so we're hoping.
We're hitting 18 tomorrow.
Always a pleasure, my friend. We'll let you play baseball, and we'll be right back. I'm going to put on a little thing, and we'll come back with some Darcy stuff. Take care, my friend.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Marijane. He's the newbie.
She's the doobie. And this is the show
where we
tote
cannabis.
Talk.
From both sides.
Is that even possible?
Your ad irritates me. Oh, she's gone.
Did she leave? It irritates her.
It irritates me.
Why?
Because it drives my OCD fucking nuts.
Why?
Because Timmy's talking in my left ear, and she's talking in my right ear, and it's wrong.
Okay, so we'll be back.
Yeah.
Flip on the planet, cause Rasta not deal with pollution and bandits. I say I'm on tricks off, flip on the planet. I grow higher, corn strong and healthy for the banquet. I'm on tricks off, flip on the planet. Protection and love to everyone upon it. I say I'm on tricks off, flip on the planet. When the youths them are off, and we change the climate. I say I'm on tricks off, flip on the planet. Rasta no deal with pollution and bandits. I say I'm on tricks off, flip on the planet. I grow higher, corn strong and healthy fit the banquet. I say I'm on tricks off, flip on the planet. Protection and love to everyone upon it. I say I'm on flip on the planet. When the youth come home and we do the damage. Oh no. Yeah, I say, oh no. Yeah, cause Mama Earth is our only home. Let's come together and be as one. Mama Earth's daughters and sons. Let's move away from separation, yeah. Well, teach the young ones a unification. Yeah. The only way forward is oneness vibration. Yeah. The only way forward is oneness vibration. Yeah. Hey, do you hear it? I'm on tricks off, flip on the planet. Cause Rasta not deal with pollution and bandits. I say I'm on Treads are flip on the planet. I grow, I corn strong and healthy for the banquet. I say I'm on. Treads are flip on the planet. Protection and love to everyone upon it. I say I'm on. Treads are flip on the planet. When the youths them are ours and we damage the climate. I say I'm on. Treads are flip on the planet. Cause the Rasta not deal with pollution and bandits. I say I'm on. Treads are flip on the planet. I grow, I corn. Strong and healthy fit the banquet. I say I'm on. Treads are flip on the planet. Protection and love to everyone upon it. I say I'm on. Treads are flip on the planet. When the youths them go off and we damage the climate. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Move away from segregation, yeah. Do you hear? Teach the young ones the unification way. Come on, come on. The only way forward is vibration, yeah. The only way forward is oneness vibration. Do you hear? Do you hear? Oneness vibration, yeah.
Hola.
Hola.
We'll see what happens with that music. That wasn't so bad, actually. That's from the Facebook cleared catalog that you're allowed to use in your content. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you
Facebook...
just know that YouTube's going to zing me.
Yeah, I didn't know that Facebook had cleared music.
They have a whole catalog. Yep, thousands of songs.
Anything good?
Well, you just heard that.
Yeah, Marcel.
We could try some rap for you next time.
AC/DC, Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I know. They
Stalk.
don't have that there. Sorry.
Okay. I didn't think they would.
No. So we are back, and I'm just going to do this little thing here. I'm going to go like,
this is how it grew to be.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so.
I hear.
I was going to talk a little bit tonight, Al, just about harvest, when it's coming on harvest time, when to know when to cut your plants, and a little bit of post-harvest, because you can grow some of the you can grow you can have an awesome crop, but you can fuck it in your drying and harvest, your post-harvest stage, and that's unfortunately that's what happens to a lot of people.
And mold.
Yeah, and mold, but it's they don't dry it properly, or they dry it too fast.
I like my drying rack. I have a drying rack, as you know, that MJ sent me when I was at the farm, and I used it that first year, and it was just awesome. Now I have it downstairs, sitting in the corner, waiting to be set up again this year. I hope. Let's pray for Al. Pray. Come on.
The one thing you gotta remember with drying racks, Al, is if you don't roll your buds, you'll get what they call bedhead on one side of your bud.
Is that what they call it, bedhead?
Yep.
That's so appropriate, because that's exactly what it is. Just flat.
I go down every couple of days and give it a tap and move them around.
Yeah, if you don't roll them, you'll get bedhead on them, and they'll flatten out. And I mean, if you're smoking it yourself,
does it really matter?
If you're smoking it yourself, no. But if you're growing that for,
they don't look good.
For the market, it wouldn't be all right.
No.
Well, it's no different than, I guess, vacuum sealing a bag, fucking zinging tighten, and then buds are all flat.
Exact my point.
I don't like it,
I'm
and it's just
concerned
mine.
about is mold.
Right, I've gotten pound after pound after pound, and it's been all vacuum sealed and it's flat. Like your buds are flat.
Yep. That's how it usually comes when I order bulk.
Yeah. Just one sec. I'll be right back. Just one sec.
Are we doing a show, or are we just sitting here? We're waiting for Darcy. Okay.
I thought we were gonna do the grow part. Is that what
Well,
we're talking about?
he was trying to start it, but then Al saw a squirrel.
I didn't see a squirrel. Darcy did. He's the one that fucking rolled off.
He'll be back.
Blah 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 blah. Oh, I'll be right back.
Maybe he's going to get something to show us.
Probably. Yes.
Oh, what? What? I'd be afraid.
Be afraid of what?
What you might be wanting to show
figure
people.
out why you rolled off on us.
Oh no, I just had to grab something.
Oh, okay. See, he grabbed something. He had to go and pee.
No,
Did she
not
like
yet.
it?
Was
she
Yeah,
happy?
so, but I was just going to talk a little bit about post harvest and harvest, I guess, because I'm getting to the point now where my tent is really, really close. I was looking today at some plants in there, and I likely could cut them now, just because just because they got there's a lot of red hair. And when I looked at the trichome production here the last time, I was starting to see the odd amber head in there, and that was on Monday. 5 days, a lot will mature up in 5 days. So I'm going to get ready and cut them, I think, tomorrow morning. But then the fun part starts, the post-harvest. Because I did awesome on that crop, I can fuck it really quick by drying it too quick. And right now, depending on the weather that I get, which I will look at, if it's really humid, it's not good for me. But if it's really dry, it's not good for me. So I got to try to balance that out with not having all the proper equipment. And it can be done. It just, you have to really take your time.
Are you not growing outside this year, Darcy?
Oh yes. That's why I'm trying to get my crop out of the way, so I can get my clones in there, so I can get a few more cuttings off of them, so I can have some bigger ones. And all my seed plants a bunch of my seed plants are started. So all them seeds I showed you last week, they're all up and poking through the ground now.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm going to do something here for you. Likely, if it doesn't get done this Wednesday, it'll be done next Tuesday. I gotta go talk to Pure Later or FedEx and see which one can get my package to you within 2 days. If I can get it to you, if I can get it,
it's usually 3 to 4 days regular.
Yeah, I know, but if I can pay a little more, I'm gonna see if I can get it there in two days. If I can, then I can put some cuttings in there for you. All I got to do is just cut them and wrap them in paper towel and put them in a baggie. And as long as it, like I said, they're supposed to be in dark anyways, right? So yeah, well, your clones don't need much light. There's no root, so it's not going to affect them as much as if there was a root on them, right?
Yeah, we'll keep people posted on this experiment.
Yeah, well, this is it. But no, as far as post-harvest goes, Al, humidifier is a must. You definitely want a humidifier, because that way there you can preset a proper humidification there, so you can kind of hold it there.
I have one of those a standing air conditioner dehumidifier thingamajiggy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to pump it out the window.
Oh. Well, yes, that'd be a good idea. Now,
along with my fan.
Now, your dehumidifier, can you pump it? So what do you mean by pumping out the window? You're going to pump the water out the window?
No,
or the air?
Air.
So your water, it must be one of the ones that you just open up the basket on the back.
It's got a reservoir. Yeah, that's, probably 5 gallon.
So this is like a portable
floor thing.
dehumidifier?
You can actually put that close enough to, like, I have one in my basement and it's drained right to my
Put it right to a drain. Yeah, that's the plan, but for right now it's got the bucket. It has a hose place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a pain in the ass if you don't get to the bucket in time.
Well,
it just shuts off.
It shuts off on its own.
Yeah, it's got a float switch.
Mine didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
not when you attach the hose.
No, it just keeps
when you attach the hose, there is no float switch.
That's what I'm saying. If you put the bucket underneath it.
Yeah, so if your hose gets clogged, you're in trouble.
Or if your bucket gets full and you don't get back.
It shuts off.
Well, no. The unit has its own container for the water.
Yeah.
That has a float switch in it.
If you bypass that unit and hook the hose up to a bucket underneath,
why would you do that?
There's no shut off. Well, because you have a bigger reservoir. For example, I used to have the big bucket underneath, because if I had just the reservoir, I'd be emptying it 6 times a day. But the big bucket, I only had to empty once a day. In my basement, I do.
Holy crap.
So there is an underwater spring that runs right from across the street up against my house and around my house. My tiles down here, if I didn't have the dehumidifier on, would be dark. They're damp. Like, it's bad.
So do you have a floor drain?
Yes.
Put the hose from your dehumidifier into the
it's
floor drain.
It's actually in where the sump. It's where the sump pump is now.
Sure. Then you never have to worry about it.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but upstairs with the air conditioner, I did. You see?
No.
Well, you can't run that one to the basement.
What?
The portable AC. Yeah.
Why not?
Not drilling through the holes or drilling through the floor.
Free water right out of the air.
Wait, you said it was portable.
Yeah, but you generally leave it in the room that it's on in. You leave it in the bedroom or in the living room.
Okay, so can you pump that water out the window?
It has to be lower than the unit, and the unit sits on the floor.
Buddy says water your plants with it.
Oh, I guess you could, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Except, is it actually water?
Yeah.
Well, yes,
it actually is water that's been taken out of the air and recondensed back to a liquid.
I know you laugh at me, but it smells funny.
It's not so much filtered.
I wouldn't want to. I know I wouldn't drink it.
Sure, you can.
I mean, you can drink it if in the last resort, like during the zombie apocalypse. That's the first water I'd be going for.
Come on, MJ. You say
that or the freshwater sump in the dishwasher.
Don't make me laugh. It hurts.
Sorry. An easier solution is just to get a heat pump.
They're very expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it's on the pricier side, but it'll keep your house at whatever humidity that you want.
I have an air conditioner for sale if anybody needs it. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. But I won't need it here.
Well, I mean, I have a window air conditioner that will never be used again because we had a heat pump. I can turn the house on and keep it chilled all summer.
The air comes up the hill through the forest from the lake, comes whipping right through my windows and then right out the back door. I don't need air conditioning here at all. The highest.
Oh yeah, you're far enough north.
The highest it got here last year was 27, I think.
Yeah,
which is great. I love it. You know, it's the bugs. I'm inside anyways. If the bugs are bad, they're like hornet size.
They'll carry you way up there, Al.
Oh God!
You probably have Texas horseflies. Not just horseflies.
Black flies, those little tiny no-see-ums. And then every now and then a mosquito comes along and zings.
Sorry, which one? It's not a horsefly.
There's a horsefly.
Deer fly. Oh, it is a horsefly. It's the Texas horsefly. Google that. It's like a horsefly, except it's massive.
Huge. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
Massive.
We've got the big black flies. We've got the small little ticks. We've got the little no-see-ums. And then, like I said, the mosquitoes come along now and then.
What the hell are no-see-ums?
Little tiny things that
fucking
bite.
Bastards.
Oh,
those are black flies.
No. No-see-ums are smaller than a black fly. And
is that why they call
actually,
them no-see-em? Because you see them?
Yeah, they'll go through a fine mesh screen, like on a screen
or
a door.
I'm Googling this.
And when they bite, they fucking hurt.
Oh,
they
God.
do.
They hurt more than a fucking mosquito.
Oh, black flies are the worst. They take chunks.
They take a chunk.
No, we have moose flies here.
Yeah,
they take chunks.
And horse flies.
I've never heard.
Horse flies will take a chunk. Deer flies will take a chunk.
Oh my God! Here's a no-see-em.
Let's show it up. Here, send me the link. I'll put it up. Use the private chat.
Ceratopogonidae.
Use the private chat, please. I'll put it up.
Just Google it. Just Google it.
What's it called? What are you looking for? What is it?
I just typed in no-see-em.
Oh, no-see-em. No-see-em. No.
Oh, their population is thriving. Wonderful.
They are called the cartilage.
What?
Yes, Mary Jane.
This is what they're called. Here. There's usually a little thing that says that plays the word. I can't see it. It says no-see-em. CARATOPOGONIDEA. DAE.
This is the part that's more concerning about all of this. The bites appear a day or two after the initial bite. These are painful and can show up as a red multi-bite cluster.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, over time, these bites can often enlarge and look like welts. They can extend up to 2 inches in diameter. And these welts can take up to 2 weeks or more to start healing and disappear completely.
Mm-hmm.
I make this really nice cream that you put on it and it goes away almost instantly.
We need to get some of your stuff over here in Ontario.
Well, hit me up afterwards and we'll make a deal.
What brings out no-see-ems? They're attracted to the scent of carbon dioxide, naturally produced by humans.
Your breath, the same as mosquitoes.
Eaters.
If you didn't breathe, if you hold your breath, MJ, around mosquitoes, they can't find you.
Yeah.
I'm actually just saying, I was like, if I can create this scuba
She's gonna
style
come on the show next week with a big bruise on her head.
I'll create a gas mask thing like this, and then so if they all come around here, way up here, then they're not gonna bite me. They'll just bite Timmy because he's taller.
You would need a rebreather that would basically take your air, your breath out, and recirculate it back into air that you can breathe again.
Yeah, one of those.
And
like an astronaut helmet.
Yeah, like a self-contained thing that keeps the CO2 in, because as soon as the CO2 comes out, that's when they're going to get you.
Like flies to shit.
Yeah.
Like flies to shit.
So,
there you go. You heard it here, folks. Like flies to shit.
Here's a cool thing about mosquitoes, though. If you want to avoid getting bit by a lot of mosquitoes, don't go out after it's been wet weather.
Or after 4 o'clock.
And the temperature has gone up to 17 degrees Celsius.
Go out in the evenings when it's crispy.
Because they'll lay their eggs in a puddle. The puddle will evaporate, and they can sit there dry for 7 years. And when the rain hits, as soon as the rain hits, they hatch, and they're extremely hungry.
Welcome to the 420 radio show.
Yeah.
Oh, something else too, Marcel?
What was that?
I said something else.
What?
You know them snails algae snails you can get for your tank that overtake your tank?
Yeah. Apple snails are a bad one, yeah.
Well, my sister-in-law, they had them in their fish tank down there, and it took her fucking forever to get rid of them. She said she boiled water and put in that tank.
That's like the stuff.
And they still came back.
The clams or whatever that grow under a hull of a boat, and it can
barnacles.
Barnacles.
Yeah, the barnacles.
Yeah,
barnacles.
They just
go
everywhere.
They don't grow just on the bottom of the boat. We get barnacles on lobsters, whales.
I know.
Yeah.
Anything that moves slow that it can attach to.
Okay.
It will lock on and then start growing.
Yeah, I had to scrape a hull when I was a kid. It was part of my job.
They're like parasites.
Yeah,
they are a parasite.
Yeah.
Basically,
they're very evasive.
But no, you can't really call them a parasite because they're not taking from the host, right? So a parasite would be an organism that's feeding off of the host, whereas a barnacle is just using it as a vehicle to move it around.
Okay, so I'm going to try something new. I don't like the taste of coffee.
Okay.
But I'm really stoned and I need some chocolate. So I'm going to have a bite of a coffee crisp, and you guys can continue talking if I have to run.
A coffee crisp is less coffee and more chocolate.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
It really is.
I like coffee crisp because it does have a nice coffee flavor.
You know what? I don't like coffee, but I like coffee crisp.
You know what? I don't like coffee, but I like coffee crisp. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee, but I love Marcel's mocha ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
If I had skills like Marcel, I wouldn't be going to the cannabis store because I'd be able to make something just as great.
So
for my edibles, I should say.
I think I'm going to try something. I think when on payday, I think I'm going to place an order with Legacy 420. I see they'll ship all the way to Nova Scotia to me.
Beautiful. What are you going to order?
I want to. He was supposed to send me some of it in pop, so I want to try some of his drinks.
You know, Al gets they make a juice, not a juice, but an extract of flavor extract.
Yeah, so that way you can put it in whatever you want.
Yeah, because Al can't have anything other than like uncarbonated water.
Yeah. Yep.
So he makes his own, and you can get it at Legacy. He talks about it all the time. Yeah,
I know. I want to because he said I don't ever believe in them in anything when it comes to drinks because most of the time you have to put distillate in or isolates in them, and you can't use full spectrum. No. And he uses
and that's why Al he uses Pico. Yeah,
right. He uses full spectrum. So I want to get a couple so I can try them, but I also want to get a couple so Marcel can try one.
I would be curious.
So
I haven't had any of theirs in like I want to say like 3-4 years, but I know that when I tried them before, they were very like oily. Like I don't know if people just expect you not to like open their product, like pre-rolls. I tear open all the pre-rolls. A can of pop, I'm pouring that in a glass. Like I want to see what I'm drinking, and to look at it, like you could see like the oil separation and drinking it. It felt very like, you know how Coke makes your teeth feel gritty, and like that's what I was feeling from it. So I need to try it again because they've done, you know what I mean? All products get better with time. So, I mean, you hope.
He's got a 60 milligram can of soda.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then there's 420 shots, which are the 10 milligram shots you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then he makes a nectar lemonade. And it's different, like different flavor. Like there's a raspberry nectar lemonade. Then the lemonade.
I think those are big sellers.
Yeah, I know. They're $10. They're I think they were $10 a piece. I can tell you in a second because I was looking there earlier.
How many milligrams are those ones?
That's what I'm going to find right now, MJ.
Right now, you're paying about $8 for 10 mils.
MJ.
What's that?
Thanks for the flags.
Oh yeah.
Bonds.
Is that shirt gonna fit?
I don't know, but I'll find somebody that it'll fit if it doesn't fit me.
Okay. The nectar drinks, MJ, are
what?
The nectar drinks are 30 milligrams and they're 500 milliliters.
Okay. And they're $10 each?
They're $5 a piece.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So they're a lot higher dose and they're cheaper.
Yeah.
I personally, I just want to say my son turned 19. I know I told you that. And I told you that there was nothing that he wanted to try.
Did he tell you he wants to try weed?
He told me, we were sitting here listening to a bunch of people talk about the sheesh hash cola. And he's like, okay, why? Why is everybody going nuts about this sheesh?
He wants to try it.
What's so crazy? So that's what we did. I took a can and I split it in half. So he had half and I had half. And I checked on him before I went to bed. I said, how you feeling? He said, good.
Everything was fine, of course. He was probably listening
and
to
at this point, I can barely keep my eyes open. My legs feel like rubber. Like it's bedtime.
And he had the tunes on or a movie on?
No, he's sitting there chatting with his friends, playing a game. And I said to him, all right, bud, I'm headed to bed. He didn't respond. I said, good night. He didn't respond. I giggled. He goes, hey, I'm just trying to focus here. And I was like, okay. And I left. Yeah, he was really trying to focus because he said he was struggling. It was like, I was like so relaxed.
Oh, I got something to tell you, Marcel.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever heard of, wait a second, I better say this right. Message right here. No, wrong one. This one. It is called Can of Sugar.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it before? Like people making it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's actually a company called Manna, M-A-N-N-A.
Yeah. Well, my
maple brown sugar.
Ooh, that would be yummy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hash. Shout out to Hash Rookie. Anyways, he good buddy of mine. He made a batch, but he made a super dose batch. So it's the same guy that I gave you the hash from, Marcel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he made a
sugar?
batch. He made that can of sugar.
Yeah.
And his batch came out close to 800 milligrams.
For the total batch.
Yes.
Right,
per
so
teaspoon.
That would be a gram of oil per teaspoon. It ain't going to happen, man. That would be a lump.
It's I want to share you.
To do the can of sugar right, you use an alcohol tincture and then evaporate the alcohol off.
Okay, I want to ask him how he did his process here, but yeah. I sent it to our private to our Facebook group, but take a look at the pictures. But he's sending me some to try, so
cool.
Once I get it, you can try some.
I could see 800 milligrams for the whole batch.
Look at that, Marcel.
What am I looking at here?
Them two pictures I just sent to the group.
Ooh. Now I'm going to have to go make some cookies, man.
Yeah, that's really dark.
He said super dose can of sugar should be close to 800 milligrams per teaspoon.
Wow.
How would you? I can't even.
How would you even test that?
I'm going to find out.
Send it to a lab. They need about 50 milligrams or half a gram of it to test.
Yeah.
Would what's his name there? What's his name?
Legacy 420.
Tim Barnhart?
No.
Oh, jeepers.
I don't know.
Give us a clue here, Al.
Help us out.
The test your meds guy, Dana Larson.
There we go.
Yeah, you could send it to him.
That's something he could test. Yes.
Yeah. Anybody with a mass spec can test it. That has the setup for cannabinoids can test it.
Okay.
Right. Even HPLC, somebody at home with one of the at-home kits and a slide can test it.
Okay. So, all right, I get it. Anything that'll test for cannabis, you can use. Basically.
Well, yeah. I mean, if there's cannabis in it, all right. Then so what happens is you take a small sample, about 50 milligrams, and you dissolve it in a solvent, and then you can either put it on a glass slide and incubate it briefly to activate it, or put it in a mass spec and have it spit out what the content is.
Okay.
All right. So edibles are done the same way. Bud is done the same way. Hash, oil, everything is all done the same way. The problem is when you get the bud, it's very subjective, because
very
you're taking a 50 milligram sample off of a
concentrates in that are better to test.
Well, yeah, because you're going to be a little more precise of what you get for an actual count.
I get
right?
it. Yep.
Whereas one bud tested 5 different spots on the same bud will give you 5 different readings of THC content, right? So there's no symmetry between trichomes. So different parts of the bud are going to have higher amounts of THC than CBD. Other ones are going to have higher CBD and less THC.
So it just comes up and says weed.
Well, no, it comes up and gives you a value of what you've tested in that area. Right?
Okay.
So if I was testing bud, I would always take 3 samples of the bud and take the average of those 3 as being, this is the THC content of this bud.
Where would you take those 3 samples from? Say it's the same plant.
Top, side, middle.
Top, side, middle. What if you have a full crop? You have a whole room and they're all the same.
Pick a bud. Top, side, middle.
Top, side,
right?
middle of
and
the whole room or one plant?
Of one plant. Because your THC content of your flower is subjective. Not all of it is the same. All right. So if you take an average, so let's say I grow something spectacular and I send it to the lab, and the lab says, all right, the first sample tested at 25% THC. The second sample tested at 26% THC. The last sample tested at 24. Then my average would be 25. And that's what I would base all of that bud on, is it averages out to about 25% THC.
For that bud.
For
that plant.
For that batch.
But what about if that was a higher THC plant than its brothers and sisters than its sisters in that room?
And it could, but you're going to basically you're going to take your bud samples for testing off your best looking buds.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, an LP or a grower or whatever could literally just take the best of the best and just take all the best.
So what an LP will do is they'll do their harvest. It's all trimmed. It's ready to go. Then they'll mix it all together and take, their 100 grams out of it to send to the lab for all the testing. So you're getting a mix mash of all of the different ones.
But not a very valid.
Well, no, because
it sounds like logical to me. You
right,
just took a bunch of samples from that room.
Right. Here's where the issue rises. Labs will take the samples and they'll say, okay, let's run 5 THC or some 5 cannabinoid tests. They'll run 5 and they'll get range anywhere from 22 to 32% depending on the test. They'll only submit the highest one.
Oh yeah, no, it's got to be an average.
Right? But they don't do that because everybody's looking for the highest THC content. So they'll try and appease them as much as they can at the lab by giving them the sample that showed the highest THC. Technically, they can turn around and say, yes, this is, 32% THC. When in actuality, the average is probably 26. It was just that one part of that bud tested out really high. We'll go with that. It's...
Well, I guess if there's no rule against that, then are they doing anything wrong?
It's the same as grading. Grading cannabis is the same as grading meat. It's done by the growers, right? They'll grade the cannabis. Oh, that looks like a quad. Oh, okay, it's a quad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's no criteria to what qualifies as a quad. And it's just basically it goes by looks.
Is it AAA or triple B?
Right. It's the same way that meat is graded. Graded meat is just done by the producer of the meat.
Well,
or whoever had the opportunity to package it and sell it.
I do want to point out.
This is why I like smalls, because there's no grading and you're getting a nice bud, and it's usually just as potent as the big stuff. You're going to break up the big stuff into smaller stuff when you put it in your grinder anyways.
And big buds are big stems.
And
right,
less
big
stem.
stuff. Yeah. You're throwing away big stems.
Half of it's sometimes stem, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say there is this new thing that started here, at least in Ontario, that's called Dank Certified. It's a group of over 100 people within the cannabis community, space, industry, whatever you want to call it, that randomly get selected every month. I think there's like 200, but they send out 100 samples from a specific company, and they all judge it and send in what their thoughts are, and then it gets a score out of 100. And so if you have a product, you can actually have it Dank certified.
Neat.
But that could be impartial, though.
What's that?
That could be in it, but that could be impartial, though.
What do you mean impartial? How so?
But one company could, I could, just like cops, they could pay you to write them a good review.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Because I'll tell you how it comes. It comes in an envelope that just says Dank Reviews on the package. It says the number, so it says 1007. It'll say flower, and it'll say whether it's indica, hybrid, or sativa, and that's all you get to know about it until they've received 100 people with their reviews, and then they announce, hey, just so you know, sample 1007 was actually this product from this company. So there's you don't know what you're sampling.
Yeah.
At all.
It's blind like Harvest Fest.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a really, really beautiful ball of hash that was so friggin' good. And I'll tell you, it is Exca's hashtag. And I didn't know that. It's like you're waiting. What is this? You got this amazing thing that you tried, but you want to buy more and you don't know what it is until they come out with the actual overall result.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
is it windy up there, Marcel?
Very.
It's windy here. My curtains are you can hear it bowling around. Here. Trees
yeah. What was I going to say there, Marcel? I was going to say something else to you there. That's the same as a cannabis sommelier. How can you call yourself? Who says that you're a cannabis sommelier?
You do.
Somebody just followed me and asked they'd like to be on the show, who is a certified cannabis sommelier.
Oh, so we should ask them that question.
Who certifies?
That's my question.
I don't know. There are questions that we can ask her.
there are courses where you can get your certification.
Well, just like a can serve.
I got to bring one of these people on here then.
Can I just say, okay, you just said like can sell. Well, you said can serve, but it can sell.
Sorry, can
So specifically when you do the can sell testing, when Timmy did it, which was not that long ago, they specifically spoke about the difference in effect when it comes to indica, sativa, and hybrids, and how indica was indicouch and sativa was an uplifting effect.
Not always.
And I told Timmy that, and he's like, no, that's not true. I was like, yes, babe, you're correct. That's not true. They're just behind with the times. Now, moving forward, I pick up all information I can from the legal dispensaries whenever I see something like this, especially when it has the OCS on the bottom. I'm like, what information are they passing along? This one here says on indica, sativa, and hybrids, it says myth. Maybe you've heard that consuming indica leads to finding yourself indicouch because indica is thought to produce calming effects while sativa is considered energizing.
There's lots of reasons why it doesn't.
And then it says fact. Okay, here's the fact.
Okay.
The term refers to the plant types and species origins. The following features may be more reliable indicators of potential effects. And then it talks about cannabinoids, terpenes, and the entourage effect. And this is now coming from the OCS. So just like we were talking about earlier with Steve about how things will slowly evolve, they're already starting to change their verbiage. They're already starting to put out pamphlets on what are terpenes.
Okay, but the government has still not removed cannabis is not a medicine.
No steps, though. Like just here, they're talking about the different terpenes, but they don't actually say what terpenes benefit. So you have to still go and do your own research as to like how pinene is good for relaxation, or do you know what I mean? But it's slowly evolving. I'm just super excited. Speaking about evolving, I was like, can I do a show and tell?
Well, I wanted to ask you something before you do a show and tell. Women in weed, what is that?
I pulled this out because it looked like the same book that Steve had on his shelf, just a different version.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I got the magazine version. Was that it? Can I do my show and tell?
Yes.
What are you showing?
Okay, so first, I bought this vape. It's a live resin from Tribal called Jigglers.
Oh, yeah.
Super tasty. Love it. But then I got this battery because, so the tin here, this is for the CBD run. Same company as Tribal. But it's got, thank you to this cannabis company for finally putting their vape cart in a nice little tin.
We sat beside Tribal at the ICC.
That doesn't look very childproof, though.
Yeah. No, it well, I mean there's buttons on the side. If I tried to open it, and even if I push one side, I still can't.
Okay.
But yeah, I've just gotten handy with learning how to use it. So anyways, I pulled the foam out and I've been able to use it for my doobies. This one I've got my filters in. I peeled the front sticker off. I was a little sad about the back sticker because it's not a sticker. And then I noticed it said something handy on here, so I'm kind of glad that they print it right on here. It says optimal vape voltage, power setting. And I was like, well, that's handy. Well, no, that's handy because I just bought this cool battery from.
I'm trying to figure out what the best temperatures are on the student glass for concentrates, but you can't adjust it for the weed one.
Yeah. Well, this vape battery that I got from Smoke Arsenal, it's a Nova battery. You can do it per voltage, per 0.1.
Yeah.
So I can actually put it at the right setting.
What can you go up to?
Okay, so the lowest it goes 1.8 and it goes up to 4.2.
Which would be what, 420?
No, it's 4.2 volts.
Oh, volts. But what's the heat? You know what I mean? What's the temperature?
I don't know. But I know that this one here says I'm supposed to keep it at this temperature, and that's going to give me the best flavoring. So I was like, that's just thank you to Tribal. Somebody over there is definitely consuming the product and is thinking about things like this.
Are you signed up, MJ? Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Are you signed up with Optimus yet?
Yes, I am.
Try the Iris.
Okay.
Iris live vape cartridges. Try them.
Okay. I'm digging the live resin. The live.
I got to try one of these ones. They're fucking amazing.
Okay.
I'm very picky with them too because I don't like smoking all that tocopherol, vitamin E shit that's mixed in them.
All that distillate shit. Yeah. So this is only one of the batteries that I have from Nova. It's by far the least cool. This one I think is my favorite. It's got the puff,
big one, eh?
The battery thing. But what's super cool about this one is it's a cannabis thing inside. So people think it looks like
it's
tobacco, nicotine.
Yeah. I was just going to ask if it's cartridges.
Yeah, so you can get away with sneaking this in places and they don't look twice. But I also got these from Smoke Arsenal too. I'm like, I love Smoke Arsenal.
Cool.
They're awesome. And come on.
Yeah, we can tell.
Enclose your hair.
Hey, Darcy, did you ever finish your growth thing?
No.
Yeah, kind of. We kind of blebbed into how you guys got into talking about putting the dehumidifier hose in the floor.
Yeah.
And you blame me.
That was you.
Here we go.
That whole dehumidifier thing was you.
No, it was Mary Jane. She started that.
Here we go. What? What do you hear? Are we going about?
I'm looking here. I'm here and looking. I can't. Can you? You can't see it. God damn it! I'm gonna have to read this now.
But do we got messages?
Well, yeah. Bud Weeds says, "Give me a minute."
Oh God!
I have my Canacell and expert, but I also have a Canadian Master's certificate from the Canadian Training University, also certified in TLC, but that's all paper. But the question is, do you grow, bro? Yeah.
Hey, Al. Do you even grow, bro? I love it.
I grow.
I used to grow.
I grow. I got a guest for next week.
Okay. Who?
My buddy that made that can of sugar.
Okay, cool.
Is this a good time to say I might not be here next week?
No.
It's Val's birthday.
So?
Might go surprise her.
Isn't it the day before 420 next week?
Yeah, bicycle day.
Oh, God, you can hear the wind whipping now.
Yeah, the wind woke me up this morning. It was blowing stuff around, hitting the house.
Yeah, my chairs fly around my deck all the time in my backyard.
Yeah.
I'm going to stake them this year.
I want one of these certification things.
I want one too because I've smoked fucking a lot of cannabis and I know what good cannabis is. I know what flavors are and blah blah blah. Blah.
There are different sommelier courses you could take, but like Marcel was saying, like who's accrediting you? Like, so you have a sommelier certification from some fucking group, but who the fuck are they?
Exactly. When I teach people how to grow, make edibles, process everything, and not just growing outdoors, but growing indoors, hydroponic, aeroponic, I don't care. I can teach you to grow any style that you want to grow. But who's going to certify me?
Yeah.
And how much do they actually know?
Well, no. Marcel, just back up a second. Don't forget what we did 4 years ago.
What
we wrote a cannabis curriculum for the Dal AC.
Yeah. So does that mean we're overqualified to be a sommelier?
No. This is my thing. This is my whole thing. So are we certified people because we wrote the program for the professors.
Yeah, technically, you guys could create your
I
own
would
sommelier course, and then just certify others.
Well,
I've been approached to come up with a course and do it and be paid for it.
See?
It's a matter of.
Can you video the course?
But it's so in depth that the course would have to be broken up over such a period of time, because where do we start?
Okay, Buddy says, I've been growing for 30 years. That's my expertise, plus the lifelong study of cannabis. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that just put three of us all into the same boat right away. Because Darcy falls under that category, I fall under that category.
Marcel, I have a question for you. Is there a possibility of creating this course in film, so that way you could record every segment?
I would have to. It would be the only way that it could be done.
Think about it, because you're a wealth of knowledge that I think needs to be out there.
It's something that we could do with this platform here, Marcel.
Yeah,
very easy.
So
my problem
I would happily pay for that course.
My problem is finding the time, or to get the time to be able to commit to it, and that's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
But if you did it once in a while, you'd figure it out. Like you're speaking.
Well, yeah, but Al, what he means is, like, say for example, if it's going to be 52 different videos, and he does one video a week, that's a whole year.
You wouldn't have to do that. You just do classes where you set up a room where a video chat goes on, and
no, that means he has to do classes. Just record the videos and let the videos go.
But I don't have a problem doing the classes.
Those are recorded, and those get recorded, and those you can send out as your classes.
But there's no difference between doing the class. Actually, there is. There's really not a whole lot of difference between doing the classes and videotaping them and just doing the videotaping, because it's still going to require time. And it would take more time to organize to do the classes, because you'd have to find a location to do them and have people showing up. So it's got to be at a time frame that works for everybody. And I have an extremely erratic lifestyle and schedule.
But think about this, Marcel. If you do 10 classes, just say 10 classes on video, you can then reuse those videos 100 times. Therefore, you've only given 10 classes of your time.
Right.
Right. But then just have like other once a month or once every 2 months, have one big group set class if people want to come.
If people want to come and watch it live, you should allow that. And if they don't, then they can pay to have the video.
Right. But to watch it live, I have to have a location to do that.
Yeah. It's got to be the least amount of work for Marcel as possible if he's going to do it.
Agreed.
Or I won't survive.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
I'm all about
kind of like health and wellness expos all weekend. And
see, we can do this next now. We can do something like this, okay? Like there's some things that you can do that are kind of cool with this, right?
Yeah, I know there's lots of things that we can do. It's just for me and my scheduling.
Go on and say it. Come on, Marcel. Say it.
It's fucked up, man. Like, I might go 2 days, 3 days with nothing to do, and then be slammed for 10 days and working 12, 14-hour days.
Yep.
Right? So I have highs and I have lows. I can't schedule when that's going to.
Yeah, see, I'm in this phase of my life right now that
you got to give me fucking notice.
Well, this is what I'm trying to like explain with this whole video thing. Is that say yoga, for example. If I do a week yoga or 7-10 days of yoga, whatever. Sorry, do I need to shift over? If
Yeah,
I
just
do,
leave it.
if I do 10
Talk
days of
into the
yoga,
microphone, please.
yeah. So if I do 10 days of yoga in person in a classroom, and it's like 10 weeks, that's 10 weeks of my life I have to dedicate. Or what I can do is I can record 10 sessions whenever I so choose. And then when I'm done recording it, I'm going to sell it as a 10-week thing, and I'll send you one video every week.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Let's
regardless,
is a win.
Regardless, now I've got a shit ton of work to do all weekend, but now the Health and Wellness Expo is Saturday and Sunday in Moncton. I'm not going to make it for Saturday. I'll be there for Sunday, but they're not going to see me tomorrow because I've got way too much work to do because I'm missing a day by going there on Sunday.
And we've got to wrap it up so that Marcel can go back to work.
Yeah, because it's only 10 o'clock. I got another hour, 2 hours I can do.
You've got shit to do.
That's my story of my life, man.
Shall we say goodnight?
Sure, if we want. And if you're in Moncton, come check out the Health and Wellness Expo on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and I'll explain to you the difference between medical and recreational cannabis.
That'll be about a 3-minute conversation.
That's fun.
It is a fun one.
All right, say goodnight.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.